Hello, sports fans. So I'm still showing um, how the system works before we get into the code, but it took a lot to say that when you click the sales link here, um, it's refreshing the customer list and the product list, and I showed how that happened. So now let's go ahead and process an invoice. So um, I should show Dilbert so we can see their before and after. So if you want to take a screenshot here, Dilbert. So we're going to update this later. We should see these numbers change. But 107 sales, 132 SKUs. So these numbers later will change. And that's how we know the system's working. So we'll select Dilbert. And Dilbert wants a Coug hat, of course. I like to click right here and then pick a date and add line item. So that ran the store procedure to add a line item. The newest invoice is 71. So if we took a look at the sales details table and just right click execute that to get the freshest list. So 71 is there now. There's our Coug hat. I guess I don't need decimal places here. But we could see, so we save product 1008, customer 1002. So we're not saving Coug hat to Dilbert. We're just saving their ID numbers, and that's so we can try to get to third normal form. Because what if they change their name? Their ID number is not going to change, but if their name changes, are you really going to go back into all the sales here and change their name? No. So don't put their sales in this table. Just put their customer ID number in this table. Similarly, you wouldn't put their address, the customer's address, because that could change, and you don't want that data in this table. All right, so we have one line item, and we can see our feedback is working. So we've already added a line item to the sales details table. Invoice 71, was that right? Yep, 71. All right, and so now this code is fragile in that if somebody changed the customer ID, and you notice already the new sale drop down, checkbox is gone. How did that happen? Well, here's my save a line item, and just scroll to the bottom. We set it to false, and we set it to not visible. So even if they were by accident clicking on it, see, it can only be a new invoice once. We need to add more line items to invoice 71, sales ID 71. So we remove the chance for error. That's the beauty of coding. If something can go wrong, it will go wrong. So remove all chances for things to go wrong. So we remove, in this case, that checkbox. But we do clear, and that is just clearing out some control. So there's no real code. There's no database interactivity there. Drop-down list for the customer number, gone, or customer name. See, so we don't want the checkbox there, so they could erroneously say it's a new sale when they're just trying to add a line item to an existing sale. We don't want them to change the customer name or ID, because that would not make sense. And we don't want them to change the date. So I just hid those controls by saying visible equals false. So drop down list, visible is false. Text box for the calendar date, false. The drop down list, go ahead and unselect the prior selection. The units, clear it out. The text box, clear it out. Some feedback on the page, clear it out. So text box, save line item feedback. I guess that's, yeah, so that's here. So that feedback is cleared out. So you see it's cleared out when you hit the clear button. And so we've removed many chances for errors by when they click this clear, when they click the clear button, it makes some controls cleared out of the prior data, but it also hides some others by making them visible false. Now, when we hit the reset, Featherman, are you going to, when you complete the sale, are you going to set them back to visible true? Well, let's see. I sure am. Everything is set back to true. I can see the, it's a new sale. I can see the calendar. I can see the drop-down list. So they're all, so that's something you can do in the web page that you can't do in SSMS, of course. So we can control the human, and not that we're control freaks, but we don't want a human breaking our code, because of course it's our fault. If anyone crashes our code, of course it's the developer's fault, right? So we have to reduce chances for things to go wrong. That's good code. All right, so let's add something else. I think he wants orange tank top, one for himself, so I'll add that line item. Now we have two. So now we have, so this is a composite primary key, by the way. So these two these two columns make the row unique, enforce entity integrity. So let me clear out that, so that just clears those two line items. And you know, let's get a tank top for cousin Billy. Let's get one. We're all wearing orange these days. And you don't, I mean, it is very helpful to hit the clear button here, but once the new sale checkbox, customer ID, and customer list and calendar are gone, you could just keep adding more products here. So I'll go ahead and get a large tank top for Uncle Elmer, and we'll get a large XL for Uncle Billy. And so now we have added many line items to our invoice. Let's take a look. So we just right-click, execute, and go to the bottom here. And there's all our line items. And that's great. And let's just continue. So I suppose you could clear, we're not going to add a new line item, so I'm going to hit complete sale. Complete sale is going to do what? Oh, we should take a look. It's going to update the customers for Dilbert, so 107, 132. It's also going to add 71, is that right? Yeah, it's going to add 71 to the sales summary. So I didn't click the button yet, so that'll put that there. So what does the complete sale do? It updates the customer record, and then it also condenses the line items and adds a new row to the sales summary table. And we wrote all that nasty code in the past, and now we're just running it. So here we go, complete sale. We get a different set of messages, and so this feedback, set feedback, that's very helpful. So that's a big improvement. So having this feedback output parameter allows a message to be sent back to the web page, and these, you know, which I'll explain the code in a minute, but these messages are, I put them at the top, which, you know, I might not do in the future, but they certainly are in this box. So procedure outcome, inventory and metrics updated for product 6000. So that's the prior one. So maybe I should clear out that part. But so that's the last item, 6001. It's nice to know. All right, so we updated the customer. Okay, it says that's very nice to know. And then we generated a summary of the invoice, and we saved it in the sales summary database table. Clear the form, and it comes back to ready to go. Now let's see if I'm a liar. I'll go back to customers, right click, refresh, execute. And so Dilbert had 107, 132, has 108, 132. So that's interesting. I'll have to take a look at that number of SKUs. Well, I found my code problem. So the number sales, and I didn't check revenue, but the SKU did not update. So I went and found my update customer after table store procedure. So that's this guy right here, complete sale, and it's running this store procedure. Update customer table after sale. So if we take a look at that, this was not here, so we're going to have to add that line of code. So how many different line items did they have? That's, so that's a marketing concern. Are they buying many different things or just one of something? Do they come to our store just buy one thing? That's a different type of customer that comes and buys 5 things. So we're just counting the different things that they buy. I called it number different SKUs. And then we're updating the customers table. So number SKU wasn't getting updated. So I added this line of code, 16. So number SKUs, just add to that the new calculated column that we have. Why would you do this? Well, on average, so you could take number of SKUs and divide that by number of sales and get an average. On average, do they buy onesie twosies or do they buy a half dozen? So that's different types of customers. So that was interesting. Okay, so the customer got updated after the sale. How about the products? So I wrote down on my document here the small, medium, large, XL orange tank tops were 48, 55, 33, and 43 for stock quantity. And so now they're one less. 47, 54, yeah, one less, 32, 42. And then I looked at units sold. And units sold I have as 112, 45, 77, and 67. So did we just buy one of everything? My sale is gone. Well, I don't know if that got updated automatically. Well, not on this version, but let's see. The product inventories are getting updated. I didn't check for the other columns here, but I trust that they are, although, trust but verify. So that's how you run the see, it's nice to have the response start right in your try catch block. Then you can catch errors. So something else to track down. But excuse me, this is how you run the save line item. So you start by adding a line item, then you clear and you add more line items, more line items, more line items, and you complete the sale. And when you complete the sale, the system resets and it's ready for the next one. And so all the products been reduced from inventory. The customer record has been updated. And the sales summary has also been created. So now I need to go into and explain the code that runs the store procedures. So we're making progress, and thanks for your attention.